Montessori does a lot with grammar, and it was really great because we just had a grammar class come to us a couple of weeks ago. Regarding using grammar. So we in Montessori already have symbols and colors for our Montessori grammar work, and they coordinate with different shapes. So I brought the shapes for you. And so what we do is we start by introducing our noun. And our noun and so there's a story to go with each of the grammar symbols. So the reason we use black and pyramids for our noun is because the first words spoken by our early humans, and any individual, if you think of when your children are learning, the first words they speak are typically noun. So we use the black triangle, and the reason we use the color black is to remind us of those first writing utensils. Sticking the sticks in the ashes and using that ash to write. So we have black pyramid to represent our noun. And we talk to them, it's a person, place, or thing. And then part of the noun family, after we've introduced our noun, we introduce the adjective and the article, and these are part of our noun family, and they are the smaller pyramids to remind us about that they are part of the noun family. And after we've introduced the noun, the adjective, and the article, and we've talked about it and we've told their stories and all of that, then we get into our verb. And our verb is a sphere, and our verb is a sphere because it's to remind us that it's always moving, there's always full of energy, and it's supposed to be read to remind us of the sun's heat, and the energy that comes from the sun. And so when I'm giving the verb lesson, or when we give the verb lesson, I'm rolling the ball from the students to the students, and so they really get a good idea of verbs and what they do. And the kids, the first graders in my classroom, have a verb work that they love. They choose a word and they get to play charades with it. So they get to act out what they're doing, and then the children guess, oh, you're reading, you're playing, or so they love the verb work. And then the adverb is part of the verb family, so it's a sphere like the verb, and it's orange to remind us that it's not as important as the verb, but also part of the verb family. And then we have another part of the noun family, which is our pronoun. And this one it should not be as tall as the noun because he's not as important. So then we talk about that and tell that story. And we talk about our preposition, and they love this lesson because it's a bridge. And so we can talk about, oh, it's under, it's over, it's beside, and so it's a green bridge. And then we have our conjunction, and that's another story where we tie candles together and we join things together, and then we have our interjection, and it's supposed to look like an upside down exclamation point, wow, kind of thing. So, but we just have it like that. So after the children, each time the children are learning one of the grammar symbols, we start very simple. We start by, the first graders just make list of nouns. The older students, they'll write sentences and identify the nouns. So once they've gone through the symbols, and as they're going through each symbol systematically, what they do is they symbolize sentences. So it would look something like this. The rowdy children happily played board games in the media center. So after they've written their sentence, they would take, they would really think about what are the nouns in the sentences. And they would put a black triangle above the nouns. And well, I'm like, well, is it media? Is it no?
Could be an adjective.
Yeah, I'm thinking center is the noun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put, okay. So they would symbolize the nouns. That's the first thing they would do. And then, you know, and I didn't bring all of the colors, but they would do the articles in a tiny triangle. Then they would do the adjectives in a dark blue. And they're going to do this with colored pencils in a language journal or on a piece of paper. And so they're going to symbolize their sentences. Like, and so at the kindergarten first grade level, they start by learning the noun and